Good evening, everybody. I welcome you all for today's virtual meeting here on the topic of Dakshinamurti, the ultimate guru. Friends, I have been very interested from day one about Shiva and different Shiva Rupams. The Agamas and the scriptures say that Shiva has got 64 different Rupams. It is known as Ashtamurti. Of that 64 Rupams, 25 Rupams of Shiva are considered to be the most important, and they are classified as Maheshwara Rupams. And one among that Maheshwara Rupam, the 25 Rupam, is that of Dakshinamurti. I've been doing a lot of work to know more about these 25 Shiva Rupa Murtis, and I've been presenting lectures. In that series, today, we are going to talk about Dakshinamurti, the ultimate Guru. Guru is a very important person in the life of everybody. Everybody should be blessed to have the best gurus in their life. I'm very fortunate that I'm being blessed to have a very good guru in many ways from many people. And I owe to Dr. Nagaswami, who has been a resource of resource of knowledge, who was, when I told him that I'm going to talk about this particular topic, he shared with me so much of information, and he said, you should also include these things and talk about it. I'm very grateful to him and many others who have helped me in framing up this presentation for you. And with this new words, let's go into the presentation. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Gurave Sarvalokhanam, Vishaje Bhavaroghinam, Nidaye Sarvavidhyanam, Dakshinamurtaye Namah. Maunam Vyakya Prakadita Parabrahmatattvam Yuvanam Varshishyan Vasarasagani Avratam Brahmanishtai. Sri Dakshinamurti is an exposition through profound silence, is the awakening of the supreme knowledge of Brahman. This sloka says that the Mauna, the silence of Dakshinamurti, is what awakens the supreme knowledge of Brahman in you. He is very youthful and always surrounded with great old rishis and sages who are devoted to know and who are devoted to the knowledge of Brahman. Acharyendram Karakalita Chinmutramanandamurtim Savatma Ramam Mudita Badana Dakshinamurti Mide. As the supreme teacher, his hand is held in Chinmudra as a gesture of Brahmajnana. His appearance in the whole atmosphere is still and blissful. He is seated in rejoicing his own self, and that is reflected in his blissful face. My salutations to Sri Dakshinamurti. This is what the sloka on Dakshinamurti says. Vishwam Darpana Darpayami Nagarai Tulyam Nijantargatam Pushyam Atmanimaya Maya Bahivibhu Bhutam Yada Nidraya Yat Sakshat Kurute Prabhota Samaye Savatmanameva Pradham Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namayitam Sri Dakshina Murtaye. This sloka explains what is the knowledge that Dakshinamurti is giving to us. It says, if you can see the universe is so huge and vast. If you say that I have seen the universe, which has no being of its own, it's something like just seeing a city, a big city, through a mirror. It is compared something that you see a big city through a mirror. The truth is that you are seeing, and that happened within yourself. Whatever you experienced, it happened within yourself. This process of seeing happened to your Atman, which is by the influence of Maya, just like a dream in your sleep, where the projected world looks real and it is totally different after you wake up. So whatever you saw in that, it was only a Maya, and what is reality is totally different. This is what every person experiences during the spiritual enlightenment course, the non-dual expanse of one's being. My salutations to Sri Dakshinamurti, who awakens the supreme knowledge of understanding. Dakshinamurti is an aspect of Shiva as a guru of the ultimate knowledge. This form represents Shiva as a teacher of yoga, music, wisdom, and shastras. As per our scriptures, if a person doesn't find a suitable guru to pursue his further development of knowledge, he can consider and worship Dakshinamurti as his guru for self-realization. So Dakshinamurti is a ready guru available with us for us to know the ultimate knowledge. Dakshinamurti literally means one who faces south in Sanskrit. Dakshina means south. So the god facing south is known as Dakshinamurti. At times he is also known as Dakshinyamurti. Dakshinya means karuna, kindness or benevolence. So this manifestation of Shiva as a benevolent teacher who accords wisdom to the seekers and for salvations. The most of the Shiva temples around this country, especially in Tamil Nadu, a stone image of Dakshinamurti is installed in the south koshta of the inner prakara of the sanctum. As you come out after worshipping Shiva, when you take the first inner prakara, the first south prakara, you have Dakshinamurti. If there is 5 koshtas, probably you will have Ganapati and then Dakshinamurti. But Dakshinamurti is the first god that you see south facing in all the Shiva temples. And since he is facing south, he is called the Dakshinamurti. He is the one of the 25 Maheshwara Rupams of Shiva emerging out of the Agora face of Shiva. We know that Shiva has got 5 faces: Sadhyojatam, Vamadevam, Tatpurusham, Ishanam, Agoram. Agoram is the south-facing face of Shiva, and out of which 5 Rupams of Shiva emerge, and one among that 5 Rupams is Dakshinamurti Rupam. Dakshinamurti is that form of Shiva as a universal teacher. He is known as the Adi Guru. He is very young. He is immersed in self and teaches through his silence. The silence is the teaching of the Dakshinamurti. That silence of Dakshinamurti is known as Paravak, which is beyond the hearing range of physical ears. Dakshinamurti is always giving the knowledge through everybody. And that looks as silence to us, but that particular silence is called as Paravak, which human beings cannot hear, or rather our physical ears do not hear it. It sits under the Vatavriksha, symbolizing the creation of the expanding universe. The Vatavriksha under which he is seated shows the universe. His pose signifies that he is the Shiva who does the Panchakrityas of Srishti, Shriti, Samhara, Anugraha, and Tirobhava. Dakshina also means jnana or knowledge. Jnana is also known as Dakshina. South is the direction of Yama, or death or destruction. North is the direction of moksha. Lord Dakshinamurti is seated south facing to bestow moksha to the souls who come and pray to him facing north. When you face north and pray to Dakshinamurti, you are praying for moksha. And this Dakshinamurti who is seated south gives you that moksha. He is the Jnanadatra of moksha. He is an Ananda Murti who bestows Ananda of bliss to all his devotees. The serene presence of his seated pose and his tranquil face, his penetrating looks through his half-closed eyes, he imparts the diksha or the knowledge. His silence conveys to his sishyas seated below to indulge in Atma Vichara, the travel inside, to know the Brahman. Dakshinamurti is the true embodiment of Advaita, who through his silence contemplates on the inner realization of our Atman and to know that Aham Brahmasmi is the ultimate thing. So the silence of Dakshinamurti is the one that conveys you to travel inside to realize oneself, the true principles of Advaita. The iconographic descriptions of Dakshinamurti varies in different agamas like Amsudbheda Agama, Karana Agama, Kamika Agama. In their descriptions and postures, the different ayudas and different aspects and attributes are given in different agamas about Dakshinamurti. Dakshinamurti is always depicted as a very young, youthful person with a serene and a very, very tranquil face. The moment you see Dakshinamurti's face, it should be captivating. Even today in all the temples, the moment you see Dakshinamurti, you get a calmness in you. It is so tranquil to be in the Sannidhi of Dakshinamurti. He is shown seated under the banyan tree, the Vatavriksha, in a very secluded place inside the Himalayas. He is shown seated on an elevated platform, which is the heap of rocks on top of a tiger skin or a deer skin. You can see that Dakshinamurti's images are always seated on top of a heap of stones over a deer or a lion, tiger skin. He is a Kevala Murti, that is a single Murti who is seen without any consorts or devatas around him. Normally, many of the Shiva forms do have Umadevi also by the side or some devatas also by the side. But here, as far as Dakshinamurti is concerned, he is seen as a Kevala Murti or a single Murti alone. And there is no accompanying devatas along with him. He is always depicted with four arms. The upper arm holding Akshamala in Kapita Mudra, or a snake, Sharpa, which is a symbol of tantric knowledge. At times he is seen with both the Sharpa and the Spatikamala. Like this, what you see here in this picture. At times the upper hand also hosts a Damaru with a snake coiled around it, and that Damaru denotes the Srishti aspect of Dakshinamurti or Shiva. The upper left hand holds an Agni or a snake, at times seen holding a lotus or Nilotphala. Mostly, his left hand holds the Agni, the torch of flame, symbolizing him as the remover of darkness and ignorance. It also denotes that the Samhara aspect of Shiva. His left lower arm is seen resting on the knees, with the palm placed top of the knee, denoting the Varada Mudra. His hand is just kept on the knee without anything. So at times, Dakshinamurti images are also seen, and that hand denotes the Varada Mudra.
Guru, sorry to interrupt.
Yes?
You are not sharing the screen.
I'm not sharing the screen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 1 minute, 1 minute. Let me go back. Prashant? Prashant? Hello? Prashant, screen share varlenanga.
It has come now. It has come now.
It's come out. It's come out, I believe. Come. Right.
Yeah, Guru, it has come now.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can proceed.
But your desktop is same, not the screen.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Yeah, you have to put the PowerPoint mode or the view mode. Yeah. You put it in the slideshow mode.
Yeah. 1 minute, 1 minute.
Yeah. Now it's okay.
Is okay? I'm sorry. The upper left hand should hold Agni or snake. At times, he is seen holding the Nilotphala, the blue lotus, also in his hand. Mostly, his left upper arm holds Agni, the torch or the flame, symbolizing him as the remover of darkness or ignorance. This also denotes the Samhara aspect of Shiva. His left lower arm is seen resting on the knees with his palm placed on top of the knees, denoting the Varada Mudra. At times he is shown holding a bunch of kusha, the grass, darba, or a palm leaf manuscripts. This symbolizes him as the teacher of the ultimate spiritual knowledge. The right lower hand is held in Abhaya Mudra or Jnana Mudra or Chin Mudra. The Chin Mudra is where the index finger of the right hand is bent and placed on the tip of the thumb, and the other fingers are all totally stretched out. The thumb denotes the supreme. The index finger denotes the human soul. The middle finger denotes the ego. The ring finger denotes illusion, and the small finger denotes the karma. So when you give up your ego, illusion, and karma, and totally surrender yourself to the Supreme, that is what it says in Chin Mudra. It is absolute surrender to the Supreme. The torso of Dakshinamurti will be always rigid without any bends to enforce the thought as the ultimate teacher. He should be decorated with Jatabhadra, Jatabandha, Jatamandala, and Jatamakuta. The Jata has to be decorated with Dudura flower, in what you call in Tamil as Umattampu, and other wild flowers, serpents, bells, skulls. Ganga is to be seen visible with a smiling face and a crescent moon on his head. The tiger skin on which he is seated denotes that he is the dispeller of all evils. The Rudraksha Mala represents the tattvas of his life, of the life. Even today, when we chant the Panchakshatra mantra with Rudraksha in our hands, we are exposed to the Jnana Marga. His crystal clear complexion denotes the purity of this form of Dakshinamurti. The right leg on top of the Muyalaka denotes him as the destroyer of all the evil and ego. The representations of animals like deer, bulls, tigers, lion, and all rishis around that place of Dakshinamurti shows how tranquil is this atmosphere where Dakshinamurti is seated. Dakshinamurti is adorned with Rudrakshamala, garland of wild flowers over his ears, which is known as Karna Avasthanam. The Yajnopavita runs across his chest, which is smeared with sandal paste. He wears a Katibandha and jeweled waistband and Nagabandha, armlets and anklets. The matted locks of Jatamakuta are adorned with jewels of crescent moon, snake, skull, and a bunch of wild flowers like Durdura. Here you have the jewel, the money, the skull, and the wild flowers you can see all over his hairstyle. So this is how the hair of Dakshinamurti is decorated. The jatas are held together by a snake or patrabandha, are tied together in a conical form like a crown with a Ganga on top of it, or spread out like this, jatas all around his head. The matted locks of jatas are also seen flowing over his shoulders. The prominent third eye with the Patra Kundala on his left and the Makara Kundala on his right. Dakshinamurti is a representation of Sattva Guna, pure, blissful, bright, and serene Shantabhava. He has a crystal clear complexion, Suddha Sapiyokama, smooth and bright, as that of a jasmine flower or a moon, Kundendu Davalaprabha. He is also decorated as the one who glows like gold. He is called as Hemaba. And he is also called as Shyamaba, which is dark as the night sky. The Tantric text describes his complexion as white as milk, Shira Ghaura, or as white as the Kailashabdriniba, the snow of the Kailasha mountain. He is immersed in self, Bhava Suddha, and he is not disturbed by any of the other activities around him. He is totally withdrawn to himself. The bright, radiant face with a pleasant, captivating smile on it enhances his beauty and grace of Dakshinamurti. His half-closed eye, Kim Chidunmalar Netra, vision that is fixed on the tip of his nose, which is called as Nasaga Drishti, or tip of the toes, Padadri Drishtipatam. He is seated as a yoga in Yoga Dhyananishwaryam. He is dressed in pure white garment, Sitotriyam and Yagyopavita. He has a tiger's grin around his waist, Vyagra Charmambara, and also got the silken garments around it. Dakshinamurti is the universal Guru. The profound knowledge is imparted under the Vatavriksha in the most serene atmosphere, surrounded by animals like deer, bull, lion, monkeys, birds, all around him in total harmony. Old rishis are seated at his feet to absorb his teachings. These rishis who are seated down below Dakshinamurti are generally referred as Sanakadi Munis, namely Sanaka, Sananta, Sanat Kumara, and Sanat Sujama. Different agamas talk about different other rishis also to be seated under Dakshinamurti, varying in numbers also. The Karana Agama mentions them as Agastya, the four rishis as Agastya, Pulastya, Vishwamitra, and Angoras. Kamika Agama mentions about the seven rishis who took his teachings from this great Gurumurti as Kaushika, Kashyapa, Bharadwaja, Atri, Gautama, Vasishta, and Vishwamitra. Hamsat Vedagama mentions the seven rishis as Narada, Vasishta, Jamadagni, Brihu, Bharadwaja, Shanka, and Agastya. Rishis are always seated down below, are seen with the Jatamakuta, Rudrakshamalas, and dressed in pure white dress. The sculptural representation of Dakshinamurti is always shown only with the Sanakati Munis. According to our scriptures, Agastya Muni is the principal Shishya of Dakshinamurti, and the Agastya Muni is the one who obtained Brahmagyana directly from Dakshinamurti. This is Agastya Muni, the pot-bellied Muni. Agastya is the only Rishi who is elevated to the status of God. And this image of Agastya is seen in many of the temple koshtas by the side of Dakshinamurti. You can see that Agastya along with Dakshinamurti in the temples of Punjai, Dharasuram, and n number of temples. There are many temples where you see Agastya Muni by the side of Dakshinamurti in the Prakara Koshta. Sculptures talk about many forms of Dakshinamurti. Meda Dakshinamurti, Veenadhara Dakshinamurti, Veera Dakshinamurti, Raja Dakshinamurti, Kirti Dakshinamurti, Shakti Dakshinamurti, Brahma Dakshinamurti, Sudha Dakshinamurti, and Divya Dakshinamurti. However, the much talked about forms are Meda Dakshinamurti, Jnana Dakshinamurti, Meda Dakshinamurti or Jnana Dakshinamurti, Vyakhyana Dakshinamurti, and Veenadhara Dakshinamurti. Dakshinamurti is mostly depicted in the seated pose of Virasana. He is also represented in the standing pose known as Thanika, holding a veena in his hand. What you saw is a beautiful Veenadhara Dakshinamurti from Thiruparanam temple. At times, he is shown in a seated posture, playing veena also in the koshtas. This is from the Tirunaitanam temple in near Tiruvayyaru. Vinara Dakshinamurti is seen in many of the temples in standing or in seated posture. Vinara Dakshinamurti is mostly seen in different levels of the Vimana over the sanctum. It's very rare to see this Vinadhara Dakshinamurti depicted in the Koshta, but some temples do have this Vinadhara Dakshinamurti also depicted in the main Koshta. Bhikshadana is another form of Shiva seen holding Veena in sculptural and bronze representations in many of the temples. Many temples we see this image of Shiva, which is said as Vinadhara Dakshinamurti. But it is not a Vinadhara Dakshinamurti, but this is only a representation of Tripurantaka. Why we say this is only a Tripurantaka and not as Vinadhara Dakshinamurti? Because early temples never had any processional images for Dakshinamurti. And the Agamas, the Saiva Agamas through which these temples are worshipped, do not prescribe any processional image for Dakshinamurti as such. And so all these Dakshinamurti, what is claimed as Vinadhara Dakshinamurti, are mere images of Tripurantaka, which are interpreted as Vinadhara Dakshinamurti by some scholars. Hence, all the bronze images which are said so far as Vinadhara Dakshinamurti are only Tripurantaka and not as Vinadhara Dakshinamurti at all. Veena is a representation of knowledge. Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, is also seen with Veena according to our scriptures. Veena is the only instrument that can produce the correct sound of the Bijaksharas as in Vedic recitals. That's why Veena is seen with Saraswati and Dakshinamurti, both as the embodiment of supreme knowledge. Veenadhara is seen in many of the temples and have been represented beautifully in many of the temples. Now, according to Linga Purana, this is the image of Bhikshadana, Shiva form of Bhikshadana, who is an Agna. According to Linga Purana, Shiva came to Dwarakavanam as a youthful naked Bhikshadana and went around the streets of Dwarakavanam. All the Rishipatnis went behind him. Mahavishnu came as Mohini and all the Rishis went behind him. Then they found that they were deceived because all these Rishis, 30,000 Rishis in Dwarakavanam, were totally immersed in Mimamsa or ritualistic patterns, and they never focused on the Jnana Marga. So when this Shiva came to teach them the Jnana Marga in this form, but they thought that this person, Shiva, who came there as this Bhikshadana, was an enemy, and they did abhichara to him. None of the abhicharas could affect Shiva. Everything, all the abhicharas, the animals that came out of the abhichara were taken by Shiva as abharanas, and he just vanished from that place. When all this happened, the rishis were so upset, they went to Brahma and asked him, we did so much to know the great Shiva, the great knowledge. But unfortunately, this Bhikshadana came and deceived us so much. We do not know what it is. None of our things acted against him. Then the Brahma says, O Rishis, you are all fools. You do not know what is the reality. It is Shiva who came to give you the Brahmajnana in the form of Bhikshadana. Unfortunately, you did not understand and went against him. Now Shiva, you pray to him, he will come back and give you the jnana to you. So they pray again. Shiva comes back as Veenadhara Bhikshadana. Shiva comes back playing the Veena to bless these rishis into Jnana Marga, who are deeply immersed in the Mimamsa, and they started focusing on the Jnana Marga. So these temples do show this image as Veenadhara Dakshinamurti. And whether it is a Veenadhara Dakshinamurti or Veenadhara Bhikshadana, it is again a confusing image, because that you can see only by the surrounding image. Here, this is written as Veenadhara Dakshinamurti, but you have the images of the dwarf Gana and other Gana by the side. So that denotes very clearly, this is not a Veenadhara Dakshinamurti, but it's a Veenadhara Bhikshadana. Look at that beautiful bronze of Veenadhara Bhikshadana Murti, who comes fully dressed again back to Dwarakavanam, playing the Veena. And through Veena, he imparts the great knowledge of Jnanamarga to those rishis. This form of Shiva is called as Vattanai Nadandanadar by Appar in his Tevaram. And this is one of the best forms of Veenadhara Bhikshadana Murti. Look at the beautiful way in which he's playing with the Veena. Every finger that is seen there is seen happily playing on the frets and the strings of the Veena. What a beautiful representation of this. Again, mistook as Veenadhara Dakshinamurti by many. The seated posture, Veenadhara Dakshinamurti, has a tapering torso and is drawn left resting on his Utkundita Asana. He is slightly bent and balancing the Veena gracefully across his chest. He supports the Veena in Urdhva Katika Hastam, and the right hand is placed on the frets or the strings of the Veena. The eyes, the Amsat Beda Agama and Karana Agama, say very clearly, as Shiva is seen playing the Veena, his eye is to be focused only on the instruments and nowhere else. And look at this wonderful sculpture of Nageshwara Swami temple in Kumbakonam. This Veenadhara Dakshinamurti focuses totally on the instrument that he's playing. What a beautiful sculptural representation of Veenadhara Dakshinamurti seen here. The earliest Veenadhara sculptures of Dakshinamurti are found in Dharmarajaratham of Mamallapuram and also from the Kailasnatha temple built by Rajasimha Pallava at Kanchipuram. And of course, the early Chola temple of Tirupallinam. Look at the wonderful Dakshinamurti, Veenadhara Dakshinamurti. Look at his hairstyle. Chola temples have some of the best representation of this Veenadhara form of Dakshinamurti. And of course, undoubtedly, the Veenadhara Dakshinamurti of the Nageshwara Swami temple in Kumbakonam is the jewel among all the creations of this form of Shiva by the Chola times. There are very many representations of Veenadhara Dakshinamurti in sculptural form, starting from the Pallavas to the Cholas and followed later also. The image that you see is from the Saptapurishwara temple at Lalgudi. This is a Dakshinamurti. Appar describes this form of Shiva as Veenadhara, smelling with vibhuti and playing Veena. Sundarar praises him as one hanging with one seen with the hanging matted locks and playing the Veena. This is the master. May I request you to kindly mute? Somebody has to mute himself. It is disturbing. Can you kindly mute? I request everybody to kindly mute, please. The Veenadhara Dakshinamurti forms, as seen in the temples. This is from the beautiful temple of Melapaduvur, built by the Padvetarayars. Very beautiful representation of Veenadhara Dakshinamurti. This is from the temple of Poundarikapuram, again a later Chola temple. Of course, it is damaged, but still the grace of the beautiful Veenadhara Dakshinamurti is now, it's something beautiful. And this is the Veenadhara Dakshinamurti as seen from the Kodumbalur temple. Veenadhara Dakshinamurti is seen in the Melakadambur temple also. This is one of the most beautiful temples built by Kulothunga called as the Karakoil. In that, you have the beautiful representation of Veenadhara Dakshinamurti here. You see that beautiful Veenadhara Dakshinamurti in seated pose inside the Kudu. May I kindly request you all to mute, please? That's a beautiful image of Veenadhara Dakshinamurti from the temple of Melakadambur. And this is Pandya temple called Vettuvan Koil in Kazhumalai. A very different representation of Dakshinamurti. Dakshinamurti is seen here playing a mridangam. Normally, Dakshinamurti is seated alone or he is. May I kindly request you all to mute, please? Humble request you to kindly mute. This form of Dakshinamurti playing the mridangam is called as Pushkara Dakshinamurti, who is known as the master of all instruments. Look at that beautiful Dakshinamurti playing the mridangam. A wonderful representation of Dakshinamurti playing the mridangam. One and only sculpture of this kind seen anywhere in this world. A beautiful representation of Dakshinamurti seen playing mridangam. Vyakhyana Dakshinamurti. The chin mudra, where the index finger and the right hand is bent and touching on the top of the thumb. The other three fingers stretched out, indicating the identity of the absolute and the individual. The individual surrendering to the absolute is the Vyakhyana mudra. If this mudra is facing the viewers, it is imparting the teaching known as Vyakhyana mudra. If that same mudra is kept close to the heart and the palm facing inward, it is known as Jnana mudra, denoting to realize the Atman inside. And this is a beautiful representation of Dakshinamurti with Jnana mudra. This is one of the best representation of the Kalinga region of Vyakhyana Dakshinamurti, whose hands are held close to the chest, seated on a beautiful white lotus as a yogi with a yogic band around his legs. He holds a Trishula, Akshamala, and the four rishis are seen seated in different lotuses around him. Imagine this particular sculpture has designed it so beautifully. Shiva is seated on a beautiful white lotus inside a pond, and he is giving the Upadesa as Dakshinamurti, and four rishis are in four different lotuses around him, taking this Upadesa from him. What a beautiful sculptural representation of the Kalinga region. Again, this is an image of Dakshinamurti from the Parasurameshwara temple of Bhuvaneshwar. Here, Dakshinamurti is seen with again the Vyakhyana mudra, and he's also holding a danda, the Lagulisa danda. As this temple belongs to the Lagulisa sect of Saivism, Dakshinamurti image is also shown with the danda or Lagulisa danda, as you call it. The Jyotirlinga of Mahakaleshwar in Ujjain is worshipped as Dakshinamurti. This Ujjain Mahakaleshwar is seen facing south. So this image, this Jyotirlinga, the most powerful Jyotirlinga, is worshipped as Dakshinamurti. He is Mahakal, the destroyer of all evils, and he is the one who gives the jnana. So he is the great Mahakal. This is very special tradition of this worship in Mahakal temple. All the prajas and prayogas are done as per a tantric Shivanetra traditions. This is very unique to this temple. The early morning Bhasma Harati where the Chitabhasma is brought by an Agori and given to a Bairagi, and the Bairagi ties all the beautiful ash into a bundle in a cloth and shakes it over the linga, and entire Bhasma covers the entire Shivalinga, and it beautifully denotes that we are nothing in front of this great Mahakal. He is the Mahakal. He is not only the destroyer, he is also a Jnanadatra. So this is the Mahakal of Ujjain, the greatest of all the Jyotirlingas that you can see. He is Dakshinamurti. Mahakal is Dakshinamurti. The Sukapuram, a small village in Ponnani Taluk of Malappuram district in Kerala, the temple of Shiva located here on the banks of Bharatapuzha, the linga of the Sukapuram temple is worshipped as Dakshinamurti only. Even today, this temple is known as Dakshinamurti temple. Not only this, the Vakyam Mahadeva temple, very famous Vakyam Mahadeva temple in Kerala, in Kottayam district, is also worshipped as Dakshinamurti in the morning. The Shivalinga is worshipped as Dakshinamurti in the morning, Kiratamurti in the afternoon, and Uma Maheshwara in the evening. That is the greatness of this Vakyam temple. The one Shivalinga is worshipped in 3 different forms, in 3 times of the day. That is the great Vakyam Mahadeva. The Mahadeva at Etumanur temple is in the form of Shivalinga. He is worshipped as Dakshinamurti. This is the Mahadeva, Utsamurti of Mahadeva of Etumanur. This is the only temple in Kerala dedicated to Shiva where you have a separate shrine for Dakshinamurti. None of the Kerala temples to have a shrine for Dakshinamurti, but this temple of Etumanur alone has a separate shrine for Dakshinamurti, and this form of Shivalinga is worshipped as Dakshinamurti, and the Utsamurti is also worshipped as Dakshinamurti. He is brought in out as Kevalamurti, seated on a Rishabha Vahana, and that great procession of Yedare and all takes place in this temple. And this is one among the Vaipat Stalams of the Devara Padalpetta Stalams of Shiva. Dakshina also means woman. Dakshinamurti is worshipped as Ardhanari form in Srividya Upasana. Kameshwara and Kameshwari. Dakshinamurti is worshipped as Kameshwara and Kameshwari in the Shakta cult of Kadividya Sampradaya of Srividya Upasana. The Mahakaleshwar Linga is worshipped as Ardhanari and Dakshinamurti. Mahakaleshwar of Ujjain is decorated as Ardhanari on special occasions. This is how he is decorated as Ardhanari Swarupam in many of the occasions. You can see the beautiful decoration done to Mahakal Ling as Ardhanarishwara, which is nothing but Dakshinamurti. The Sivanandeshwara temple at Tirupanturai and Tirupulivanam near Uttarameru, here also the Shivalingas are worshipped as Ardhanari and also as Dakshinamurti. Yoga Dakshinamurti. He is the one who exposes jnana through yoga marga. Shiva is known as the Adi Yogi or the Supreme Yogi. You all know about much more about the Adi Yogi, and I did not go about into that. The representation of Adi Yogi made here in Coimbatore by Sadguru Jagi Vasudev is again a murti of Dakshinamurti. It's an image of Dakshinamurti. Agamas talk about different yogic postures. Where he stands in the Uttakasana Agama, and so many different forms of postures are described, and with the Yoga Pattam and without Yoga Pattam, everything is described as Yoga Dakshinamurti in different forms. That was a beautiful Dakshinamurti from the Takkolam temple, and this is again a beautiful Dakshinamurti as seen from the Mela Kadambur temple, seated in a yogic pose on top of a lotus. What a beautiful representation of Shiva as Yoga Dakshinamurti. The classical example of Yoga Dakshinamurti, as per our Ragamas and Shastras, it says it should be like Yoga Narasimha with both arms stretched over the knees, holding a Kamandala and Akshamala in the rear hands. And the hair should be in Jatabhadra, decorated with crescent moon and wildflowers. This is a camouflaged image of Yoga Dakshinamurti with Yoga Narasimha with Dakshinamurti. The complexion of this Yoga Dakshinamurti should be fair, red or gold. And the Nila Griva of the Dakshinamurti, the throat, bluish throat should be shown, and he should be ornamented with snakes and like. Hamsadveda Agama describes the right leg should hang down and the left leg should be folded vertically and placed on top of the seat which is there. And the folded leg should be tied throughout his waist with a waistband. And that is known as Yoga Dakshinamurti. The beautiful image of Dakshinamurti from the Kanchi Kailashanatha temple is a perfect example of Yoga Dakshinamurti as seen today. Meda Dakshinamurti. Meda denotes intellectual brilliance, vigor, brightness of mind, buddhi prakasham, radiance, that is prabha, learning, prajna, mastery of language, vakpadutvam. Everything is from the Yoga Dakshinamurti. Yoga Dakshinamurti is the most powerful and the radiant teacher who ignites the intelligence deed, the spriti and dhruti, intellectual ability in you. He is the one who equips the aspirant with skill and capabilities to gain insight into the world knowledge. That is the image of the Pragya Dakshinamurti, a huge 15-foot high, huge statue of Dakshinamurti installed in the Vedapuri ashram by late Swami Omkarananda, a beautiful representation of a Dakshinamurti called as Pragya Dakshinamurti, the Dakshinamurti meant for learning. Meda and Jnana Dakshinamurti are one and the same. He is seen either with the Chinmudra or Jnana Mudra. He holds a kusha or scriptures in one hand. He is seen with or without Atmaspara. He is portrayed as the embodiment of Ananda Rupam and a total bliss, deeply involved in the meditation with half-closed eyes, Ardha Nirmala Akshara. He is seated as a yogi with purity and tranquility around him. And that is the Meda Dakshinamurti. Meda Dakshinamurti is embodiment of Paravidya, which is higher than the knowledge of scriptures and the Vedas, which is not intellect, buddhi, but a total perception of the drishti or darshana or the jnana, what you call. Buddhi is different from drishti in the way in which you look, or darshana that you have, the ultimate knowledge. He is the one who gives the knowledge to understand the problem and cross over it, and to understand the true identity of Atma Vidya. He is the representation of Atma Sakshatkaram, Jnana, and that is Meda Dakshinamurti. Sri Vidya Dakshinamurti. Again, the Kadi Sampradaya of Sri Vidya tradition based on Jnana Marga realization of identify of Shiva and Shakti as one. As Dakshinamurti they worship. In this tradition, Kameshwara and Kameshwari becomes Shiva. The name gets interchanged as Shiva and Ahiva, Tripura and Tripura, Bhava and Bhavani, Shambhu and Shambhavi. Dakshinamurti is worshipped as Shiva Shaktaika Swarupam. In Lalita Sahasranama, the Devi Paramatma, Paradevata, Lalita Mahatrupasundari, she is worshipped as Gurumurti. She is the one of the ultimate knowledge, the giver of ultimate knowledge. She is worshipped as Dakshinamurteka Swarupini. Even in the Lalita Ashtotra Satramarchana, she said as Sakshat Sri Dakshinamurti Manogyaye Namo Namaha. So these Dakshinamurti Swarupam is nothing but the Devi Swarupam. So Dakshinamurti is the one who gives the Vidya. Devi is the Vidya. May I kindly request you to mute, please?
Huh?
May I kindly request you to mute?
அதான் இப்பதான் வாங்கிட்டு வந்தா எங்களுக்கு.
Hello, Rajan, can you kindly mute?
Sorry.
The temple of Adipurishwara in Tiruvattiur in Chennai is the seated image of Shiva, which has been said as Lagulisha. The Shiva is seated in Padmasana with 4 arms, the upper arm holding Trishula and the left hand holding Kapala. The right hand is holding in the Vyakarna Mudra, and the left hand is seen close to his chest. A high Jatamukutam, thick Upavitam, Kanta of Spatika, the broad necklaces, eyes wide open. The third eye is seen very prominently and is seen wearing the Spatika Kundala. This is how this Dakshinamurti image is depicted there. What is this Dakshinamurti? The Chaturana Pandita, the guru of Emperor Rajendra Chola, had this beautiful temple of Tiruvattiur built as a total granite structure by Rajendra Chola. This Pandita was the head of the Somasiddhanta Marga of the Kapalika and Kalamukha sect of Saivism. The image of Dakshinamurti, with all the features and attributes of Kalamukha's sect of Saivism, is seen in this particular Murti. The supreme Murtis of Kalamukha is Rudra and not Bhairava. Rudra is Sadashiva, and that Sadashiva is worshipped as a great Guru Dakshinamurti. And this beautiful image, what you see here, is the Dakshinamurti image of the Kalamukha and Kapalika sect of Saivism worshipped during 9th century and from 9th century onwards. The Samba Dakshinamurti, a very unusual form seen with Parvati, who is dark in complexion. Shyamabha, it's called. Parvati is called Shyamabha. She's holding a Nilotpala, a blue lotus in her hand, and she's lovingly embracing Dakshinamurti. Vamotpari sahitam girisutam anyonya alingitam. The beautiful way in which she hugs to Dakshinamurti. It's called the Samba Dakshinamurti. The Agamas talk about this form of Dakshinamurti holding a kumbha, string of pearls in his hands, and Jnana Mudra and Pustaka and so on. But this beautiful Dakshinamurti, what you see here with Parvati, known as Shamba Dakshinamurti, is a very rare one that you see here in the costa of the temple at Churuttupalli, where Shiva is seen in the lying posture. This is a beautiful representation of Shamba Dakshinamurti, seen only here in this temple of Churuttupalli. Now we see the Dakshinamurtis out of this Tamil country. This Dakshinamurti, what you see here, is from the Pattarakkal temple of Virupaksha temple of Pattarakkal, built by the Chalukyans. What a beautiful representation of Dakshinamurti is seen seated on top of the Apasmara with the 2 rishis on the side. But here in this temple, Dakshinamurti is not given a prominence by depicting him in the Koshta, but then somewhere in the basement, they have beautifully made this wonderful sculpture of Dakshinamurti. This is again a beautiful Dakshinamurti from the Kandarya Mahadeva temple at Khajuraho. Everybody says this is a Murti of Bhairava, but see this wonderful representation of Bhairava, of Dakshinamurti. Look at the Jnana Guru. He's holding the Kamandala, Pustaka, Akshamala, and Damaru. And he's standing there as a great Guru. These four images that you see here are the four rishis who have come to gain the knowledge from Dakshinamurti. They look like skeletons or bhutas. Actually, these munis are represented in such a way because these munis have got, so they have come here with only intention to gain knowledge. And that knowledge is the ultimate thing for them to gain in front of Dakshinamurti. They have never bothered about the food or drink or anything there. Their entire devotion was for knowledge. And that's why they are represented in the skeletal form here. What you see here is one of the most beautiful representation of Dakshinamurti from the Kandarya Mahadev temple at Khajuraho. And this is again a beautiful Dakshinamurti. Luckily, when I was preparing this presentation, this was shared by a friend of mine, asking what was this image. I could easily identify this as Dakshinamurti. Look at the pustaka he holds, the Akshamala in the hand, and the Kamandala in the hand, and the rishis down below. This is a beautiful image of Dakshinamurti from the Beteshwar temple in Madhya Pradesh in the Chambal Valley, which was totally in ruins and reconstructed by a great archaeologist, Dr. K.K. Mohammed. It's such a beautiful Beteshwar group of temples. This is from the Madhya Pradesh, a beautiful representation of Dakshinamurti. This is an amazing Dakshinamurti from the Kailasha temple of Ellora. What a beautiful representation of the Rashtrakuta sculpture of Dakshinamurti with multiple arms. He's seen holding a lotus, Akshamala in this hand, and all the other hands and Abhyahasta, all that is being chopped. But still, this is one of the most beautiful Dakshinamurti who's seen with the four rishis on the side and all the devatas. Normally, his agamas do not prescribe devatas and around him. He's always shown as Kevalamurti, but here you find the devatas also. So this is one of the wonderful representation of Dakshinamurti from the Ellora temple. This is one of the beautiful Dakshinamurtis that you see from the Melekadabu temple, who's seated on a bull. Again, one of the beautiful Chola Dakshinamurti in the costas of the Shiva temple. And this is Yoga Dakshinamurti. Again, Dakshinamurti from the temple of Melekpadvur. And this is a beautiful temple, beautiful Dakshinamurti image from the temple of Tiruvayyaru, Panchanadishwara Swami temple at Tiruvayyaru. What a beautiful representation of Dakshinamurti that is seen here. And this is supposed to be from the temple of Avur, Pashupatishwaram. And this they consider as the best among the Chola representation of Dakshinamurti. And of course, this is one among the best of the beautiful representation of Dakshinamurti. I do agree. And of course, what you see here is the later depiction of Dakshinamurti of 20th century done by the Nagarattas in one of their temples. The temple of Nanjangud has got beautiful stucco images all around. And here you have plenty of Dakshinamurti representation. You see this is a wonderful representation of Shamba Dakshinamurti. Again, you have a Yoga Dakshinamurti. Here you have a Veenadhara Dakshinamurti. You have another very different type of Dakshinamurti kneeling on top of the Apasmara Purusha. Again, a Yoga Dakshinamurti, and finally you have again a beautiful Meda Dakshinamurti. All these Dakshinamurtis are made in stucco images, which is seen in the outer wall of the beautiful temple of Nanjundeshwara at Nanjangud in Karnataka. An image of Dakshinamurti, Chola period image now in the Tanjavur Museum. Again, this is a beautiful image of Dakshinamurti from the Victoria Albert Museum in London. Again, from the Tanjavur Museum, a beautiful Chola image of Dakshinamurti Senior. And this is a beautiful Dakshinamurti from the Smithsonian at Washington, D.C. And this is a beautiful bronze image of very rare old bronze image of Dakshinamurti from the Gamet Museum in Paris. And this is the Dakshinamurti from the Chennai Museum. May I kindly request you all to mute, please? Hello, may I request you all to kindly mute? Gentlemen, will you kindly mute? This is the most beautiful Dakshinamurti from the Kailasnatha temple at Kanchipuram. Gentlemen, if you want to mute, please do not join this lecture. You are disturbing me. My flow is getting disturbed. If you're not interested, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Gentlemen, please mute yourself and talk. This is a beautiful Dakshinamurti from the Kailasnatha temple, which is shown in the yogic pose. You see the beautiful way in which this... Gentlemen, can you kindly mute? The wonderful representation of Dakshinamurti from the Melakadam temple. I'm sorry, I'm not able to get my flow at all.
Yes, Jagadish now has to be muted.
Somebody has to mute it. It's so disturbing. I don't know who is it.
Yes, Jagadish.
Jagadish must.
There is somebody called S. Jagadishan. Please mute.
The Kamadahana Murti, the Shiva who burnt the Kama in the temple of Tirukurkai. This is a beautiful bronze image which is under worship at the Tirukurkai temple as Dakshinamurti. Shiva is seated in dhyana in the Himalayas and Parvati was servicing him. When Shiva was in the dhyana at Himalayas, he was known as Dakshinamurti. And Kama came and shot the arrows at that time to disturb the dhyana of Shiva. And that's why the Kamadahana happened. So Parvati was there by the side. So this is a beautiful representation of Kamadahana Murti as Dakshinamurti. Look at that beautiful bronze. Shiva seated in Virasana with Parvati standing by his side. What a beautiful posture of Shiva seated in Virasana. This is the form of Dakshinamurti, also as Kamadahana Murti. The Abhatsayaswara temple at Alangudi is one of the important temples for Dakshinamurti, where he is worshipped Bhagavan, representing the Jupiter planet. I do not know how Guru Bhagavan, who is Brahaspati, became Dakshinamurti, and so many other temples also it has corrupted. But that had come up later. Dakshinamurti of the Alangudi temple today is very famous throughout this Tamil country. The Arupa Lingam of Tiruperundure Atmanatha Swami is worshipped as Dakshinamurti. Every day during the Uchikala Puja, the Bilvarchana is done to this Atmanatha Swami by reciting the Dakshinamurti Sahasranamam. So this Atmanatha Swami, who came in the form of a guru to give Jnanadiksha to Manikya Vasagar, is considered as the Dakshinamurti. So this Atmanatha Swami temple of Tiruperundurai or Avudayar Kovil is again a beautiful temple dedicated to Dakshinamurti. Ishvara is the ultimate guru in the form of Dakshinamurti, who gave Jnanopadesa. Though through his Sishyas, the supreme knowledge for realization. Shankara Bhagavat Pada, the avatar of Ishvara, is the form of Dakshinamurti, who also through his four Sishyas gave this world the profound philosophy of Advaita or Atma Jnana, realizing the Atman within ourselves. There are many manifestations of Dakshinamurti felt even today by all the devotees of Shiva. There are great gurus like Ramana Maharishi, who was an embodiment of Dakshinamurti. His silence and his presence gave the knowledge, ultimate knowledge, to many of them. Many of them were enlightened in his presence. Ramana Maharishi as great Dakshinamurti. His Holiness, the great Jagat Guru, Sri Chandrasekhar Bharati, the 34th Pitathipati of Sringeri Sharda Pietam, he was also considered a great Dakshinamurti yogi. He is the one who never spoke out. He hardly spoke and interacted with people, but his presence and his silence imparted so much of greatness to everybody, every scholars, everybody. He is considered as a great avatar of Dakshinamurti. None other than the great Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swamiji of Kanchi, Kamakoti Peetam. A great saint, a great soul. His presence was also felt like the presence of Dakshinamurti by many of them. Dakshinamurti is Shiva, and he is there in many rupam. My pranams to the ultimate Guru, Sri Dakshinamurti, in whatever form he is. And with this, I conclude my lecture with my pranams to my great gurus and all those people who have come here for this presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you. If there is any questions, I am prepared to take it.
Thank you for your enlightenment, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank
You are
you.
enlightened.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Guru. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions from anybody? I expected my Guru, Dr. Nahaswami, sir, to come. I don't know whether he has come.
Yes, sir, he is there.
Yeah, he is there. in the-
Namaskaram, sir. Dr. Nahaswami, sir. Nahaswami,
With your
sir.
phone.
Hello.
Connections into a book.
போலாமா?
Sir, கொஞ்சம் பலமா பேசுங்க, sir.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, it is an excellent exposition of the concept of Dakshinamurti.
Thank you, sir.
It is a real revelation of Jnana of the whole Bharat Maha and also the whole of Southeast Asia and other parts of the world. I wish you bring out a good book with all these illustrations and also the write-up, as you have said, and we look forward to it. I look forward to it.
Sir, I am blessed, sir. I am blessed.
I learned many things new.
Sir, you should not say that.
You have become my guru now.
No, sir. Thank you so much for your blessing, sir.
Wonderful.
I consider it as my great blessing, sir.
Excellent.
Nalla irundilliya, sir.
Excellent. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Any questions from anybody else? I would like to take it.
It looks as if there is nothing more to say about Dakshinamurti.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm blessed and honored.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for participating in this meeting.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Uncle. Thank you very much. I
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it too.
Thank you. May I know who's it?
This is Mr. Nanik Saxdev's daughter-in-law.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Guru Murthy is, Dakshinamurti is excellent.
Thank you, Ramsamy. Prabhu, sir?
Yes, Guru, it was very nice, Guru. Hello, Guru.
Chole.
It was very nice and very informative and very nice presentation, Guru. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
giving me the wide spectrum of Dakshinamurti's different Swarupa and also the different aspects of Dakshinamurti. Thank you, Guru.
Thank you,
It was
thank
very
you.
nice.
Satish, your good words. Is he there? Satish?
Just join the rest of them, Guru, in thanking you for what has been a very informative and very interesting presentation. But just one small question: is there any specificity to why it is south? And the south kundana Dakshinamurti kundana.
Yeah, that's what I told, no? This Shiva form is from the south face of Shiva. Shiva has got five faces.
இல்ல இந்த
The
சவுத்துக்குன்னு ஏதாவது இது உண்டா அதுக்கு ஏதாவது அர்த்தம் உண்டா
Adhana, he is south is the face direction of Yama. So he faces.
you mentioned that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So when you are looking at him, you look facing north.
Okay, okay.
So north is the place of Jnana.
Okay.
So north is salvation or moksha. So he
Okay.
gives the moksha and Jnana.
Okay.
It was Gurumurthy Bhaskar here. It was very informative and
Thank you.
actually very tight, packed session. And thank you very much for the same.
Thank you, Bhaskar. Thank you, thank you.
Guru, time for starting to plan for our trip to Kashi Vishwanath temple.
Oh, yes, we'll do it.
March, February, March.
We'll do it.
Heritage tour plan பண்ணிடலாம்.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you all.